Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to make a video and I'm going to really focus on the steps to building wealth from where you are. And they're very clear steps, but hard to understand because there's a depth in some of the words that we're going to use. And I want you to understand what you'll have to do to look through the depth. So let's get right to this. So we're going to skip step number 1, and this is an other video content that I had that talks about how to build wealth and some of the steps, and that's one approach to doing it. But we're going to start with approach number 2, which is really the simplest way. And I'm going to write here simplest method. And simple doesn't always mean easy. Sometimes the statements and things can be a little bit underplayed about what it takes to do these things. And so we're going to start at step number 2, which is buy assets. So step number 2 in wealth creation process is to buy assets. That's it. Today you might be buying liabilities, you might be buying things you believe are assets, but you're not buying assets. Most of my friends, most of the people that I know do not buy assets at all, and that is the reason that they're not creating wealth, is they don't really understand what it means to buy assets. It's a simple statement. And so the next step would be, and the gap would be knowledge. What the gap is not is money. So you have to go over the belief that money is the problem with buying assets, because today, most likely, when you learn the definition of an asset, you will understand that currently you don't have any assets. And studying that to understand what an asset is one of the steps. So, number 2, buy with a moat. This is a concept that Warren Buffett talks about, and he talks about buying things with a buffer between what they're worth to you, what you're going to do with them, and what they're gonna and what they're selling for, and buy with a moat. And the first barrier to here is knowledge, and also it is not known. So after you buy an asset, with a moat, the next step is to hold the asset, aka or don't sell it. So most people, when they find that they have an asset, something that pays them money, they will sell it to get the money out of it to do something different, and therefore they don't have an asset. So if you have a rental house, you'll sell it to do something different. If you inherit stocks, you'll sell it to do something different. And so the fourth step is to hold the asset. Short story long, Warren Buffett bought Coke stock. That's the end of the story. He never sold it, and that's how he made a lot of money. So I bought a rental house 2011. I never sold it. It's hard not to sell. You have assets in there. People say optimize. People say you can sell it and buy 2. Those kind of things. Buy an asset and don't sell it. So step number 5. I think I kind of put these in there together. I'm going to separate these into 2 different steps. So we're going to let you take the active kind of step to not sell it. So year 1, you're not going to sell it. Changes in value, pays you some money. Year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Your active participation is going to be in not selling that asset. Now, step 6. We've went with buy an asset, buy it with a moat, hold the asset, don't sell it. Step 6, repeat. Now, pretty simple steps, not easy, but simple. And we'll go back to step number 1 to understand what the first step is in this process. And the first step is the hardest one, and I will just lay it out for what it is, and it is to understand you don't know. So in order to buy an asset or to learn an asset, which is kind of the knowledge step here, you have to not know what an asset is. If you currently know what an asset is, it prohibits you from taking the first step. And so if you think about that, think about someone that you've taught. When your kids come to you, they know everything, and it prohibits them from learning from you. And people at work, they already know how to do it. You tell them, they can't learn it. So if your brain is full of your own knowledge, you know what an asset is, you know what a moat is, you know how to hold it, you know those things, then it prohibits you from doing that. And most people, I would say, are stuck on step number one, which is understand that you don't know. Now, I've been through this process 10, 20, 30, like lots and lots of times with different types of assets and different types of things. And currently I'm doing this with a group of rental houses that I'm looking at, and establishing what a moat is for them to buy the assets, to hold the assets that don't sell. And then when I repeat, I'm also going to be looking at commercial properties to understand what an asset is for a commercial property. I do not know. And so step number one on commercial property is completed with me. I don't know. And so step number two I'm on, which is buying an asset. What is an asset when we talk about a commercial property? How do I learn that? Who do I interact at? What do I have to read? What do I have to study? What notes do I have to take? How do I learn what an asset is? And then how do I learn, once I know what an asset is in that category, that area, how do I learn what a moat looks like? Now, this is the process that you use for pretty much any true investment. And so if you think, well, I just bought an index fund. Well, an index fund might be an asset. If it pays you a little bit, you're probably not going to have a moat in the index fund when you buy it, because you're going to buy it at the market value. So you're really not buying an investment. You're just buying something that you can hold to keep up with the market. So it's not a bad thing to do, but this is the process that I would use to buy investments to become wealthy. And it is a simple process. Anybody can follow it, but most people won't. Most people really are stuck on the idea that they need money. They're stuck on the idea that they have knowledge, and they're stuck on the idea that they already know and that they already understand what these things are. And if you know what they are, you know what your barriers are, and those type of things, I would say that it definitely prohibits you from taking those steps. And that is why you're not taking them today. It's because you have to start with the process at ground zero. Have the confidence to say you don't know, and then go through the process to learn and figure out those things that you don't know. Like and subscribe to the video down below, and I'll make another one probably next week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.